Okay, so the first part is just shoulder blades and pelvic awareness. The shoulder blade part is soft elbows and feel how your shoulder blades glide around the sides of your rib cage and then they widen. So it's very much that I'm not moving from my spine, but I'm just getting shoulder blade glide. So that's around the sides and then broadening, which is that. I'm reaching by gliding my shoulder blade around the side and then I'm drawing back this way. Going up in the air is the same thing. If you want to reach overhead, your shoulder blade glides up the side of your rib cage. Rather than me just trying to reach with my hand or my shoulder, it's that upward shoulder blade glide. So those are two considerations for your shoulder blade for the pelvis. So I've got this wide reaching with the shoulder blades. Then I'm thinking of my sitting bones. They're going down towards the back of my knees. Then my sitting bones are lifting. This is the tricky direction. When I lift my sitting bones, I don't want to do it by tightening the small of my back. I want to do it just by lifting and lengthening from here. So I tuck under. I can feel my low stomach engaging. Then when I go the other way, I lift my sitting bones only to the point where I can't feel any grippiness here. And then for the neck, once you've got that position, you can think of reaching through your shoulder blades, keeping your sitting bones lifted. So the idea is sit bones up, shoulder blades glide forwards, right. No tension in the small of your back. That's like doing a squat while you're on hands and knees. So then we've got the stretch, which is your pigeon stretch. So I'm going to talk about what your right leg is going to be doing here. So we start off with that same position we just had. I'm sliding my left foot behind me. I'm swiveling my right one around and then I'm using my left knee to hook it under a bit more. Now what then happens for you is this side tends to sort of collapse a little bit. So you've got to then try to get this left side back up again and get your weight over that right leg. And then you go back a little bit if you can, and then when you feel you've reached whatever feels like a stretch for you, you just drop that knee and that's where you stay. So for you on this right hand side, you need to think about pushing out and having a slight lift on this left haunch. So this one comes up, this one goes down a little bit. On the other side when you do it, same procedure, so you take your leg out, take it under. On this side what happens is this right hip stays hitched, so you start going back in this direction. So you need to lengthen your right, or you could just think of hitching up your left, that would work too. And then once you've got the up hitch here, going back, drop the knee, and then just make sure you're over the outside of that hip joint. So that was your pigeon stretch. Then we talked about extension. So if I want to extend my spine backwards, what I'm remembering is that the top of my pelvis, my iliac crests, as I go backwards, they have to lift. So they go with me, as opposed to going down while I extend. So I want to know they're coming this way. If that was a wheel, the wheel turns upwards at the front in the direction I'm extending. So when you come to do this stretch here, you've got a rolled up something or other. For you it needs to be fairly firm and fairly high, not a roller though. That again goes on top of these bones of your pelvis, on your iliac crests, with the intention of helping that turning action of the wheel. So we did this. Your accidental instinct is to do that action when you come up. So remembering you want to turn this way with your pelvis. So as I press with my arms, I'm thinking of the front of the chest coming forward, and I can feel the front of my pelvis going with my ribs. There's a softness in the small of my back and a feeling of openness in the front of the hips, and you just put that wherever you feel that serves purpose.